today's video, we'll be taking a look at the Shadow Guard for the 30th anniversary line from the Force Unleashed. So similar to the Jump Trooper that I reviewed previously, Hasbro unfortunately kind of cheapened out on the Shadow Guard here. It's a great action figure. I like it for what it is, but it is nowhere near accurate to what we see in the game. If you recall, in the game, we did get various different types of guards. You had Senate guards, which were the blue ones, which the Black Series has an action figure of. That one's nowhere near accurate as well, and it hasn't sold very well. I was checking out prices on that one recently, and it was originally $26.99, I think, was the original asking price, and now it's on clearance on GameStop, for instance, for like $10. And it's been that way for a little while now, and it doesn't seem to be moving. There was also some red ones, I think, which they weren't exactly Imperial Royal Guards, but they were kind of like a cross between a Shadow Guard and a Royal Guard. I forget what the technical name of them is. And of course, then we have the Shadow Guard, which I think kind of acts as like the head of those type of units, per se. And if you recall back to the game, and as far as I recall, they didn't have any robes at all, and they weren't all black like this. They were more of on the silver side, I think. So the Shadow Guard here is just a straight repaint of the Imperial Royal Guard from the Revenge of the Sith line, which is this action figure right here. Fantastic action figure as well. I will get around to reviewing him and his other half here soon. As you can see, same exact action figure minus the accessories and the paint differences. I will say that the cloth on the Royal Guard here is much thicker compared to the Shadow Guard. The Shadow Guard here, you can pretty much see all the way through if you hold the light up to it right. Yeah, he has a hard time holding his weapon as well, unless you hold it right there. But despite it being a straight repaint, it's still a pretty good figure for what it is. I suppose you can make believe that this is like a different type of Shadow Guard that we didn't really see in the game at all. And he fits well for the collection I have. I have him displayed with all my Sith, and he looks really good with that. You could also treat him as like the head of the Shadow Stormtrooper units that we see every now and then. So he'd be like an interesting, like, ooh, this must be the big boss of those guys. What else can I say about the Shadow Guard? So I didn't get this one until several years later as well. I think 2017 is when I got him. I went on a binge where I ended up getting Maris Beru, Ram Koda, the Shadow Guard, and who else was there? The Jump Trooper, all around the same time, and I'm pretty sure that was around 2017. So I've had him for about 6 years now, and I am glad to have him. As far as price is concerned, I think he's usually on the rarer and more pricier side for the Force Unleashed figures, which is understandable. He is very nice, despite the inaccuracy. Let's just go and take a closer look at this guy. So he has that dark red visor there. Looks really good. Other than that, he's pretty much all in black. Yeah, there's just really no color to him. It is a very glossy black. It's really good. The dust really shows up on it as well. As I mentioned, he is just a straight repaint of the Royal Guard. The proportions are really nice on this. I think they did a great job. As I mentioned, it's a very thin material that his robes are, as you can see there, kind of. In terms of articulation, he does, I think he technically has a ball joint the head, but you're not going to get much more than a swivel barely out of that just because of the shape of his helmet. It's not too big of a deal. I suppose you could pop his head off and then take the robes off if you wanted to. He does have hinge at the shoulders, very fluid, good range of motion there. Swivel elbows. I know that's not everyone's favorite. Personally, I'm okay with it in some instances. I think in this one it's okay. I would have preferred ball hinged elbows, but it's not the worst thing in the world. He does have swivel wrists, then swivel waist, then swivel hips, then hinge knees, and no articulation to ankles. You can lift his robes up here, and you can see he does have his armor underneath, which would, if they painted it in silver, it probably would have been much more accurate to what we see in the game. In terms of weapons and accessories, he does have this holster here, which includes like the biker scout pistol, which is just I don't think the Shadow Guards really carried those, but it's just a straight repaint of the Royal Guard, so Hasbro just went ahead and included it anyway. I'm surprised they didn't just leave the sculpt of the holster on there and then not give him a pistol at all. But this is during a time when Hasbro usually gave a lot more value to their action figures. And then it comes with a signature staffs / lightsaber here, similar to like Darth Plagueis. It's a staff on one side and a lightsaber blade on the other, and I'm pretty sure you can take the blade off. Yeah, so you can just have him carry the staff if you wanted to. Something like that. And of course he comes with his signature stand. Shadow Guard, Expanding Universe. And he fits pretty good on his stand. You can hold his staff with both hands if you position it right. Let's see here. Something like that. It's about the only way you're really going to be able to get to do it. But still looks pretty good regardless. The pistol is usually pretty loose in his holster there, so be careful, it might fall out on you, but you can't conceal it. Go ahead and bring the Royal Guard out here, and they all do look really nice together. Suppose just for comparison purposes, throw in the Jump Trooper as well. But what else can I say about this guy? He is very nice. I'm glad to have him for my collection. Would I recommend him for yours? I would. Like I said, if you're looking for a totally accurate Shadow Guard, though, he's definitely not the one. Unfortunately, we're probably not going to have one anytime soon, at least. You could make your own custom. I believe the parts that and the tooling he has is adequate enough where you can make a decent custom out of, if that's what you prefer. Otherwise, he's a good figure for what he is. Like I said, he's typically more on the pricey side. I think I bought him for $21 in free shipping, which was a really good deal, and that's why I jumped on it. But I do know sometimes I do see them on eBay brand new for like $40 or $50. Brand new, free shipping. The package he's in looks really nice as well. So if you wanted to keep one carded, he would definitely be a good contender for that. So nice action figure for what he is. Totally would recommend if you can find him for a good price. And I think he fits well with most collections. So anyways, that concludes this review. I hope you enjoyed it. Stay tuned for plenty more reviews in the future. There will be lots more to come. If you haven't already, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. I appreciate your support. And check out some links in the description as well. Thanks for watching.